Good day everyone, Happy New Year, and I hope you're all having a great day. Today we will be looking at actually changing the controllers to hands. In the previous episode we set up basic script of just showing the controllers instead of basic objects, or even having nothing where your controllers are. Today's episode we will be covering actually changing the controllers to hands and actually putting animations in the hands. The asset that I'll be using is the Oculus hands. If you want to download the Oculus hands, you can do it on the asset store, or you can look down below. There's a link to an asset that I made that's a bit more clean. Well, not what I made, but another content creator made, that's nice and clean. So you have your virtual hands, your materials, prefabs, and then all the animations that we'll be using today. You can replace these animations with custom animations, and I'll show you how today. So to get started, we actually need to go to our script, and we need to reference to our animations, to our models. So I'm gonna leave in all the code for controllers, and I'm just gonna be adding on top of that for the hands. So the first thing that we're gonna have to do is make a public bool so we can switch between controllers and hands, and we're going to start it off on false. And this value here is just in there for people that wants to switch between controllers and hands. If you're going to be doing a tutorial or anything like that, this is one way of switching between the two. The next thing that we're going to be needing is game object of a prefab for the hands. So we're going to do a public game object, and that would be our hand model. The next thing that we're going to be needing is two private values. One private value is going to be the private game object, and that's going to be our spawned hands. Spawned hand model, and that would be referencing this model that we assigned here. It's just after it's spawned it will grab that. And the last thing that we're going to be needing is a private animator. We're just going to be calling it hand animator, and this would basically just cover the animations of the hands. We will be doing everything in an animator, so it will all the data that's going between the script and the animator will go through that. So before we actually write all the code for the animator and actually spawning the hands, we actually have to create them. Go to the script update, and first thing that we're going to be doing is we will be going to our prefabs player, and you're going to go to your hand prefab, and you'll see there's two new values, the switch between controllers and hands, and then the model for the hand. So to get a model for the hand, you'll go to the prefab folder for the hands in the assets that you'll be able to download down below, or you create your own prefab. And we're just going to be referencing our left hand model, and then also going to our right hand, we'll just be referencing our right hand. And then also inside the Oculus hands folder, I'm just going to be creating a new animator controller, and this will be left hand. It's going to open it up. If you need to open it, you can double click on it, or you can go to the window animator. So we're going to be going to the preferences, and we need two values. Both of them is going to be floats. First one's going to be trigger. The other one's going to be grip. Just going to switch them around because grip is higher than trigger. Then we're just going to be creating a new blend tree that would be connected to the empty. It will connect automatically, so you don't have to worry about that. Double click on the blend tree to actually open it, and we're gonna be pressing on the blend tree. We're gonna change it from a 1D blend tree to a 2D freedom characteristics blend tree. The first value is going to be grab, and the second value is going to be trigger. These two values are the two values that you have made, and that's how we're actually going to be blending between the animations. So we're going to add a new motion, 2, 3, and 4. So the first one's going to be 0, 0, the second one's going to be 0, 1, the third one's going to be 1, 0, and the last two is just going to be 1, 1. To see it, if you don't actually see the three values, you can just go to the last one and press enter, and it will automatically update that visual. So the next thing that we're going to be needing is actually the animation. So 0, 0 is going to be your default for nothing's being pressed or anything like. So it's just going to be your standalone animation. I'm going to go to the animation folder. We are working with the left hand, so it's going to be your animation default. Going to throw it in there. On the second one, it's going to be the trigger finger, and that would be normally like the pinch. It would be the upper, where your index finger is, that button there, that's going to be your pinch. The third one's going to be our fist. This one you can replace with another animation of like doing thumbs up. I just don't have a thumbs up animation in here for right now, but that's going to be covering, instead of just having a fist there, it's going to be thumbs up if you have a thumbs up animation. And the last one would be the actual fist. That's when all the buttons are selected and you actually want to make a fist. So that's all that's needed for the left hand. We're gonna be duplicating that one, and we're just gonna be making it the right hand. And we're gonna open it, go into the blend tree, select the blend tree, and then just go to the right hand's animations, default right hand, the pinch of the right hand, and then the fist for the right hand. Like I said, you can just replace that one with thumbs up. I just don't have animation for it. Okay. If you duplicate the animation, all the settings would be fine. But if you don't duplicate the animation, just remember to have the exact same names in both of them, because we'll be referencing it with one single script. The last thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to your prefabs. For the hands, you have to click on the left hand and add the animation tree for the left hand. Go to the right hand prefab and put in the blend tree for the right hand. Now that is covered, we can actually go to the scripts. Yeah, this one. Okay. So at the moment, this initialize the controllers, and we're going to be using that as well to initialize the hands. But the first thing that we're going to have to do is go to our update, and we have to go to the value of ensuring that the if statement that checks if the controllers have been assigned or not. If the controllers aren't assigned, it will initialize them. Else we're gonna go to the make another if statement, and we have to check if the show controllers are true or false. If the controllers are true, then we're just gonna be activating the spawned hand model. If it's false, and deactivate the spawned hand models and activate the spawn controller models. If the if the controller show controls are false, then we just want to reverse these two. Make sure this one is true and this one is false. Basically what happens here is if it saw that the controllers have already been assigned, both controllers are active, then it will the controller that the script is assigned is active, then it will go to this step and it will check if you're telling him to show the controller or the hand, and at the end of the day both of them can be already be spawned, but it will just activate or deactivate them, whichever one is needed. So the next thing that we want to do is to actually update the animation so that there's actually animation for them. So we're going to make a new class and say void update hand animations and this would cover all the hands animation. So the first thing that we want to do is get reference to the buttons that the animation's value is going to be assigned to. So we're going to go and make an if statement. If target device dot try get featured value, and the value that we're gonna be getting, the button's value that we will be getting, is gonna be common usage dot trigger, and we actually want to use that value, so we're gonna do out to a float, and we're just gonna call the float trigger value. And if the trigger is being pressed, if the trigger is being pressed or not being pressed, we want to assign that value to the animator. So we're gonna go hand animator dot set float. Float that we'll be setting is the trigger, and it will be equal to trigger value. So the thing that's important here is the trigger button name should be exact same as the name in the animator, otherwise this isn't gonna work. Now that we've got the trigger, we're just gonna be assigning the grep. Oh wait, but before we do that, we have to put in its failsafe. Else hand animator dot set float trigger will be equal to 0. So this will just be a failsafe to ensure if there is no value or if there's a negative value, it will, not a negative value, but if there's like a 0.0001, this will just turn it to 0 if the button isn't actually being pressed. So now we're going to be doing the exact same thing for the grep. The only thing that we're going to be changing is going to remove the trigger. I'm going to say grep, and just going to change value name to grep value, and that's also going to be changing to grep, and that one as well. So that would cover the animation side, but the reason why that's not going to be working right now is we actually need to get the animation, the animator. So in the same if statement of seeing that there is actually a controller and the controller isn't 0, I'm sorry, we will be going spawn hand model is equal to instantiate, and we're going to be getting the hand model and we'll be spawning it at the normal transform. And after we spawned it, we actually need reference to it, to its values. Sorry. And we're gonna be doing hand animator, because we need that animator. It's gonna be equal to the spawned hand model dot get component, and we're looking for its animator. And that's about it. That's everything that we need to be doing to actually activate the hands and activate the animations for the hands. And that will update constantly, not constantly, that will automatically get everything. The last thing that we should do is just grab the hand animation and go to the if statement that we have done to actually show the hands, and we just have to put it in there in the update folder, so it will constantly send those values through. Now if we go back to our project, and I'll quickly grab my headset here, press play, got my left hand here fully activated. If I do trigger, do a pinch, and if I do the grip button, it will do a fist because I don't have a thumbs up or a point, and if I do both of them, it will still be doing a grip. That's actually when it's supposed to be doing a grip. But like I said, you should just put in the custom animations in there for each value. And that covers actually adding the hands into your projects and animating the hands in your project through the code. This is all the code that you're going to be needing. Pretty simple, and yeah, I hope you're having a great day. I hope this tutorial actually helped you in the way you want it to be helped. If you liked it, remember thumbs up, and if you want future content for VR or Unity, I'll be making videos almost on a daily basis. Almost, I would say almost, because it might be every second day or every third day. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Enjoy the rest of the day.